Hello everyone, welcome back. We're back on the river here and we're going to be looking for some more fossils today. Last time I was here, I was with my brother and the water was up a lot more. So hopefully we can get farther down the river now that we have more area. So the river is down a lot, and when I mean a lot, I mean a lot. Last time I was here, we had to walk up here, up on top, so we could even get past. All these little stepping stones were all underwater. So this is gonna make it a whole lot easier to access the places that we want to be. And it makes me feel a lot more comfortable knowing that I can easily get out of here when I'm all tired and I'm done. So as I'm walking through here, I'm already keeping my eye out to see if there's anything new that has fallen down from up top, from on top of the rock walls here. I'm pretty sure this little slough slide, if you want to call it that, a slough slide, I'm pretty sure this was here last time. But I see a concretion in there actually. I see two, small one and a big one. There's a little guy, tiny little thing. And then we got a bigger one here. So I'm gonna wash that off, put it in my pocket, and split it when we get farther down. Last time I came through here, my brother and I were doing some rock climbing, trying to get around this. The water was right there. And we had to do a little bit of, well, rock climbing. I think we're gonna check that wall over there. I think that's so nice. Seeing all the water just trickling down. The shale bluffs are really something. Just think years and years and years ago, there were a whole bunch of live critters and shells and everything that just ended up getting squashed in all this material. It was raining earlier, but the sun's coming out. There's blue sky. It's a good day. So this stuff here, this is lead. And it's a good idea to pick this up because lead, it's not good for the environment. It is toxic. We shouldn't have it in our rivers. So if you're ever out on your lake, your river, your stream, creek, whatever it is, any body of water, you find some lead, just pick it up. Check that out. I forget exactly what it's called. I'm sorry, I should know this. But that's really neat. Look at that thing. Very cool. I'm gonna take a look in this pile and see if I can find anything else. So these are some of the things that I've found just in this small little area, quickly looking around. So what we got is that initial thing. It's an ammonite, but a different type of ammonite. I believe that was just a little shell. Whatever this stuff is, clamshell type stuff, but there's loads of it. Now that piece has got a really thick band going through it, that one. And then this, I don't really know what this is. It almost looks like some scaly skin or something, but it's also quite thick too. So I'm almost thinking it might be like a, another massive ancient shell. Honestly, if I don't know what it is, I'm just gonna call it a shell. I'm gonna keep moving down. We're gonna go past this area here and try to get around the corner. It's a little scary standing under that, to be honest. Well, let's keep moving. Okay, I thought this is really neat. Look how that formed. There's a vein of maybe sandstone or something, but it almost looks like, concrete or brick that was just placed in there. But it runs all the way down and goes into the river. It almost looks like the edge of like a castle wall or something as it's, breaking down from weathering and all that. Very cool. So there's a vein still in the rock wall here of that stuff you can see. But it's very, very fragile. That is pretty cool. I don't know. We walked all the way down and around. Now we're in this little new zone here. So we're gonna check this out. I'm gonna look on the ground and see what has come out of the bank from this winter and all the snow. And we'll see if we can find anything that's just already out. But after that, I'm gonna find some concretions and we're gonna split some open and see if there's anything we can find. You can see up there, it's quite fresh. It slid down and it's just this slough pile right here. I looked through there briefly, didn't see anything, came over here We have this beautiful shell just looking right at us. That is really neat. I love when they're just like that, just right on display for you. And then there's a small little shell, and there's another imprint of one there too. So that's really cool. We'll try to get that and take it with us. All right, we're gonna start getting some concretions. These, again, are what we're looking for. These are really, really hard balls of rock, essentially. And sometimes they form around nothing, or sometimes they form around like organic matter, such as an ammonite, crab, shell. You never know. So we're gonna get a bunch of those. Sometimes you see a really good one, but it's just out of reach, so it's a little awkward. That was a little tough, but there is something in there. All right, I got a couple concretions. There's not actually too many really accessible ones that I can see in the wall at this spot, but I've got some that we're gonna split, and we're gonna see if there's something inside. So when you are doing this, there's a few things you need to have. One is you wanna get yourself like at least a 3-4 pound mini sledgehammer. This one I picked up at Home Depot for 24 bucks. It was on sale. It's got a nice bright yellow handle so I can see where it is. Unlike the last video, I put my hammer down and I couldn't find it, but eventually I did. Another thing you're gonna need is a chisel. This one, picked it up at Canadian Tire for a few bucks, and it works great. It's good if you have the ones with the hand guard on it, so you don't end up busting your knuckles, but if that's out of your price range, you know, spending like 14 to 15 bucks, you know, you can get yourself just even like a spike, like a 6-inch long spike or something for nailing or spiking or tying land ties together. You can do that too. The third thing, you should have some safety glasses. You don't want to go blind or hurt your eyes when you're in a place like this. It's a lot easier to get out of a place like this when you have both your eyes instead of just one. So there's nothing in this one, and you can tell because you can't see anything. But not every single one has something in it. That makes it a lot more worth it though when you do find something really neat. This one also has nothing in it, but it's really it's neat to look at though. You can see the two different layers, the outside skin and then the inner dark part. Sometimes you find these concretions where you'll be completely able to see like an ammonite or heavenomorph or shells, like just poking out the sides. This one has something in it. I think this is some type of clamshell or something like that. All right, so what we got just from this small spot, oh, look at that. That's kind of cool. I didn't realize that's actually on top of a concretion, but there's like a small shell. We got this ammonite type thing. That's really my guess. And you see those patterns right there. That's what tells me I'm pretty sure it's some kind of ammonite. It almost looks like ferns. Like it's just got that pattern to it. Right in that shiny bit. Very, very interesting. And then I also got some of these. I believe these are some type of oyster. And then there's a small clamshell right there as well. So that's pretty cool. And then there's another one of those right there. Almost looks like a exact copy, like it's mirrored. Gotta love it. Really neat stuff. And this is all just extra random things. We're done with this little spot. We're gonna move back up and we're gonna try to find some more concretions and some more fossils laying on the ground. Just see what we come across. After finding that ammonite 2 weeks ago, I now have the itch and I got the fever to find more. So hopefully, fingers crossed. We got gifted sunshine today, so taking full advantage of it. Well, before I move up a lot more, I'm gonna stop here and look around in all this rockfall and see if I can find anything. I mean, there's good sign. I'm pretty sure it's a piece of an ammonite. And then from earlier, we got that. And then there's also that scaly looking thing. I've been digging around for a while. Come across some things. There's this huge concretion we're gonna try to split open. Look at that nice little shell. I was beating on this concretion, trying to get it split. I can't. Sometimes it's like that, I guess. All right, we're gonna make our way back. Well, so far we haven't found what we're after. But the thing is, when you come out here and you look for stuff, you gotta, oh, there's something cool right there. I'll pick it up in a second. So sometimes when you come out here, you think, oh, I'm gonna find the biggest ammonite or the, you know, just the most biggest clam you ever seen. But, you know, a lot of time it's not like that. So when you score, you're like, oh, and you want that, you want to feel that feeling again. So you keep coming out. That's what makes it worth it, I think. Anyway, I found something here, I'll show you. As I was walking and talking, first of all, I noticed this. There is something in there. So that one I'm not gonna split because I can clearly see there's something in it. So at home I have an engraver that I can use to chip away the shale to expose it more and we can see what it is. And then I also saw this sitting just as is. A nice big chunk of something. Ooh, it's got two sides. There's a side there too. So that's another one I can prep at home. We're gonna take a look around here and see if there's any more of this kind of stuff laying around. All right, let's see what we can find here. We're gonna move up there. That's an overhang. Let's not stand under that anymore. Look at this river. So we're back at home. My camera ended up dying when I was down at the river there. But this is the stuff that I brought back. I'm just gonna go through it with you guys. I was just gonna toss that. So a nice little clamshell. Then we have one of these here. I believe this one is a heteromorph. It is a type of ammonite. We have a little fragment, another fragment. I believe that's another piece of a heteromorph. I'll get to that one in a second. Concretion, that was just in my pocket. I forgot to deal with. I actually found some petrified wood. So I thought that was pretty cool. I haven't seen much petrified wood like that around where I was. We have another massive piece here. Pretty neat. This one I really like. I think it's gonna look nice after being prepped. But we've got a clamshell, and then I think that's some type of oyster. And I got a similar one there too. Or it could be a mussel shell too. Little bits and fragments of ammonites. Here's some more. But save all the pieces because you never know. And then I got this big chunk here. This is another big piece of an ammonite. And you can see how there's the body of it there. It goes through. And I'm hoping that bit of a spiral is actually in here underneath this. And then this one we got a little shell and also a full ammonite in there. At least I hope so. We'll see after that one is prepped. And then this thing, I saw this on my way back after my camera died. It was sticking out of the bank, and I just saw the ribs, and it was probably about 10 feet up. So I went and got me a big long stick, and I just started hitting it over and over and over, and dodging all the falling debris. And I was able to get this thing, and when it fell, I caught it with my hand. It didn't hit the ground, nothing. I was super lucky. So I'm excited to see how that's gonna turn out. Oh yeah, and there are two pieces of pencil lead.